Well, I just got back from town. I went to my mate at the exhaust pipe shop and used his mag drill and cutters. So I've made that, so that'll fit in there. These pipes will fit straight into it, and I'll be able to just weld it once we get them bent. I'll be able to just place them in there like that. I've got that marked down. I'm just going to cut that with that thing there, and I'll have to clean it up with a grinder. There's that cut. Pretty wobbly, but there's plenty. I haven't gone the wrong side of the line. I just got to grind it, make it neat. Do that now. Okay, there's the first part. Went a little bit deep there with the oxy, but you don't see that bit. I've marked the top there so I know where it goes. That goes down the side. Let's change hands. So that's marked so I know it's the top. It really only goes one way. It fits straight on. Just how I want it. Pretty much not going to do much more today. The pipe goes in it like that. Now I've got to just start bending these pipes, and it drops it. Like this thing comes down and it's got to drop under the chassis here, and the muffler's over there somewhere. So that's basically what it does. It drops it down. Drops it down under here. The steel's actually pretty thick there. So obviously the guts of it's gone. I'm just going to remove the bottom of it and see about replacing the innards of it, and then put a new cover there. That's all I can do for now. A lot of it's over there. The guts of it is that. I'm just going to get all this out. I will get a new exhaust, but this is just for now. Matt's building a new house. He's building a house at the moment, and they just need the money. So I'm just going to temporarily fix this exhaust for now. I've cut the bottom out of this thing. Actually, the steel's still quite good in it. Surprising. So I'm just going to make a new plate for here. But first, I'm going to make a bit of a system, like a reverse muffler system. So that'll go like that. And I'll drill holes through here as many as I feel like. It's only a temporary thing. Now if we get a year or two out of it, good. And if we can get a new system, it'll be going straight on. This will be going in the bin. But I'm going to sandblast it all. It'll look good when it's done. I'm going to make new tail pipes. With this bit I'm reusing. That bit down there, I'm remaking it. It's not today. I'm waiting on those mandrel bent parts to come. I've got this drilled out. I've drilled 4 holes on each, 4 rows on that. I've only got 2 rows on this short bit. I thought about wrapping it in fiberglass, but I'm not going to bother. Look, it is only temporary. But if it lasts a couple of years, it lasts a couple of years. And I'm just going to weld this up, seal it back up, get it sandblasted, repair that end, and this part of that's done. I'm going to make new tailpipes and the new front bit. Well, that's enough for today. Tomorrow I'll make this cover. I've replaced this end bit. It was all had it. So yeah, we've got a new end there. The rest of it's pretty good. Just put a new cover on that. I'm going to make it out of that bit of steel down there. That bit will be ready to sandblast, and unless I sandblast it first, I'll think about it, but it'd be ready to sandblast. That's the only bit I'm repairing. The rest is getting renewed. So you've got no choice. When you're trying to save money here, it will get replaced eventually, but that'll work for ages. If I left that hollow, it would have sounded real strange, and it wouldn't work. I'm going to sandblast this. I've got my little booth thing set up. If you're ever doing sandblasting, do this. You really save a lot of money. You save a lot of material. That thing's still full, and I've still got a bucket full. So I'm going to sandblast these 3 parts there that hold the exhaust as well. I got some of that done. It started raining, so I had to pack up. Anyway, I'll finish it off tomorrow. I'm just going to get this. There's a dent there, and there's a dent there. I'm going to knock them out. I'm just going to drill a hole here in the back and punch it out with a punch. That one, I probably won't worry about that. That's on the top, you don't see it, so that can stay there. Like I said, this is only temporary fixing this. That dent fixed. There's that dent fixed, you barely see it. That's fine for underneath a car. Something that's only going to be lasting a couple of years, but this will probably last 10 years anyway. Had to put a little patch in there. That's it. It's sanded up good. That was the only bit that blew out. So that's fixed. I'm going to make this cover, and this part's done. All I've got to do is finish sandblasting when it stops raining. That'll get done soon. Let's make this cover. There's the bottom all put back on this muffler. Got a new muffler now. Ready to go. Just got to finish sandblasting it. That's the top. Tonight I'm going to put that stuff on it. Let's paint the whole thing in that. Come out nice. I didn't bother fixing that dent there. I suppose I could. I'm not worried about that dent. Like I said, this is just a temporary fix, even though it came out pretty good. That'll last for years. That'll last for years, that pipe. And I'll paint it with that high temp paint, and once I've re-sandblasted the whole thing. Just annoying, it started raining when I was halfway through sandblasting. Anyway, get this stuff painted on here, then I'm going to make these new tailpipes. Looks like one's got a kink. I don't know why the other one doesn't. So what I'll probably do, I'm going to go over them, I'm going to cut them to length. There's the pipe, you see. That stuff. I'm going to go to the muffler shop and get him to flare the ends. So it'll just flick over this. And that's it. And all I've got to do is rebuild that thing. Not all, but yeah, that's a fairly big job. I'm still waiting for those bends to come in, but when they come in, I'll remake that. We've got ourselves an exhaust. Leave that sit like that overnight. That rust stuff, they'll probably do that anyway, but I'll still give it a sandblast. I've got to sandblast those little brackets that mount to the, I think the rear ones mount to the body, and the one off this mounts to the chassis or something. Anyway, I have to check that. But these are the tailpipes. I'm just going to go get them flared in the morning so they just fit straight over that. Unfortunately, I just need a little bit more of this stuff. When I'm making these, there's a couple of little straight bits. But I don't know, it's probably, what would that be? Maybe 20-30 mil short. I'll get another half a metre of the stuff. It's $20 a metre, that stuff. Man, that's done. We've got ourselves a muffler. And parts they're in perfect condition. Sweet. They're the factory exhaust mounts. I got this flared this morning. This mate's got a machine. Didn't even charge me. That just fits in there. Not tight fit. Doesn't even need a clamp. You just give it a whack with a hammer, it's in. It slides in and out, but if you give it a bang, you don't even need a clamp. So I've just got to finish sandblasting that. It probably doesn't even need it, but I'm going to do it. And to get that painted, and that's ready for the front part of it to be made. I've just got to put a kink or two in here. I think one's straight, one's kinked. I'll get that on the car soon and check it. Well, that's where the muffler sits. I've got that thing bolted on the back there. I don't even think these tailpipes need bending. Once that's all in position, that's pretty even. I did sit them on there. It doesn't look like they really need bending, but I'll wait till the front's built, once it's all done, and then see. It might need a slight bend or something, but they just slot there and it just comes out the back. It's going to have to be shortened. I don't know if we put a chrome tip or something, but see what happens. But that's fine. That's all sitting where it's supposed to sit. So I'll just leave that for now, and I've got this sitting in place. This is the piece we have to redo. So see how it drops it down and joins over there. So that's for the next thing we've got to do, is make that. So I'm just basically going to just make one at a time, sit it there, and just go from there. I might even make these long pieces first, join it to that, and then, you know, got to make a Y piece. It'll be right. A load of bolts. We need new bolts to hold the body down. This car's 24 bolts hold the body down to the chassis, and honestly it looked like someone had just sat it on there and they'd put a few bolts in it. There was most of them missing. It probably had 5 bolts, I think. It wasn't many. So I've re-tapped everything. Some are M10, but most of them are M8. So I've bought another 50 M8s. I bought a box of 50. But I've got enough, so I'm going to replace these. I just don't like looking at them. I'm going to put brand new bolts on that. I'm doing that right now. Not much different. Realistically, you're not going to know anyway, but I didn't like looking at them. It's got all new stainless bolts all round through there now. Bolts don't cost much. I'll use those other bolts for something. But they're just not stain on this car, that's all. There they are there. They, you know, I'll use them. These are all the spare. These are all the bolts I've replaced. All this stuff. So they'll get used for something. I ended up with a couple of spare ones of these. I sort of made one for the diff. Big thing. But I'm just going to leave that on there. Anyway, that's probably all I can do for today. I might be back with new spark plugs later. I'll bung them on, but I'm waiting for the mandrel bends, and I'm getting another meter of that 1.25 inches. Is it 32 mil? And then I'll make this section here the last section of the exhaust. Once that's attached, like I said earlier, then I'll see what's going on here. To me, it looks like they don't need bending. It looks like they just come out straight. But they might need kinking up. Where's the old one? Where's the old one here? I don't know why they had that bent. I must want it to lift up or something by the looks. Yeah, it looks like it does lift up a bit. So later on I'll just put a little bend in it like that. That machine will do that without stuffing it up, surely. Well, I think that's enough for today. It's Saturday. I'm just going to knock off early. Now I've got to turn all this. I've got 5 of these mandrel bends. They're not bad. Very good quality, actually. So basically, you just, this start here, I'll cut that. I'll cut it off about there, so it goes into that in. And I'll probably cut it off about here somewhere. That'll make the first bend. Then you put it in a short section, straight. And use a bit of it for that. Probably use, I don't know, I might slightly bend some of it. Either way, I'll get it done. I'll probably make these straight sections first and get the Y sections happening. And weld that over there onto the muffler. It's got to have a bit of an S bend here and there. Doesn't have to have it, but we'll see. If it doesn't need it, it won't be getting it. But that just drops it down a little bit away from the frame. So we'll probably do something there. Anyway, I'm not doing it today. I've had enough. I just finished painting those rims. They're ready to throw the tyres on Monday. Get the tyres. First thing I've done is I've marked these 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make these longer bits first, and the Y sections. I've still got a bit of a crappy voice. That's why it sounds a bit weird. I'm going to make a little bit of an S bend there first. It doesn't really need it, but there's a cross member that goes through here, and it just drops it down a little bit away from it. It'll be just a bit close to it, so they've got it. I might as well do it. I could change this up the back and make it drop down further at the front more, but there's no rush. I'll just get it done. I'm going to do it however it gets done. There's pipe 1 done. I'll go in there like that, and it wraps around the back like that. I'm going to eliminate that extra bend there. I'm just going to run a straight pipe from there to there. Doesn't need it. It doesn't hit anything. There's nothing in the way. It's not exactly the same. This is a little straight section, but here's what it is. That's used up 1 and that much of one of my mandrels. So I've got to have enough to do it. Anyway, that bit's done. Right, started at 9, now it's nearly 1:30. I've got the front of this thing made, that bit. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4. I was going to make the Y pieces. I was going to make these bits first, but I just wanted to make sure I had enough of that stuff, the mandrel bends. I've still got one left. There's one left in there. And basically this is all straight. There's a few little kinks here there. If I put these S-bends in it, and so I wasn't sure. It looks like it's going to chew at least one of those things. So I'm going to have just enough. So tomorrow I'll make these bits, and then I'll just start assembling it all. It's a bit of a job. It's not straightforward, that's for sure. You've got to work out all these bends. I've only got those 180s. Anyway, tomorrow I'll keep going. I'll try and video more of this next process, so my voice isn't as bad now. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to make this Y piece. I've got a couple of options. I can gouge that out of there like that, and gouge a hole in there and weld that on there like that. That's one. Or I'm thinking split it down the center on each side, expand that out, and then just put two pipes in there and just weld it up. I'm not sure. Probably the best way to gouge that out is with the oxy. Cut that, then hit with the die grinder, and then I've got to cut a hole in here and die grind it or whatever. I'm not sure. I'll just have a think about it. Okay, I've cut these out, and I've made those. Like looks like there's a bit of a gap there on the side, but I've made it as so there's no restrictions at all. So that will flow as best as I can get it anyway. And once I've welded that, I'll use my porting gear and give it a bit of a, I'll pour it smooth. There's one done. It actually turned out very good. It's got maximum flow, that. Like I ported it with my porting tools. You get a really long reach, and that come out as good as I could get it. Leave that there. Now I'll just go do the other one. Get it the same as that, I'll be happy. Okay, they're done. But to really show you how that is, it is actually perfectly flowed. Like it's not going to lose any performance at all. Because I've got these long porting tools, I can just shape that however I want. Anyway, this stuff's ready to put together. I'm going to have to start tacking all this into position next. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to put an S-bend here. We'll see. It probably doesn't need it, so if it doesn't need it, it's not getting it. You know, this is just exhaust for now, even though it's coming out pretty good. In the future, this will be getting a new exhaust. I've got the old pipe sitting here as a bit of a reference. It's pretty much impossible for me to film this as I go, but this pipe here, this is number one, it goes in that hole there and it tucks over to the side like that. So I'm going to put a tack on that. I've already had this up here. It goes on this side, this pipe here, and it's got to line up with that there. So I'm just going to hold that in position and just get it all ready and just go give it one tack. And then I'll do number two, do the same thing. Four, I've already had them sat there. They're fairly, they will line up, but I've got to add more material. So let's see how it goes. I don't really want to make a really long video either, so I've just got to do it the way it's getting done. I've got one tack where I want it. This pipe here, where is it? That goes sort of like that. That's going to pretty much line up. And like four comes out of here somewhere. That goes in there. And that's going to pretty much pick up that same, it mates up with this Y piece as the same as one. Three's good, but two is alright, but I've got a problem with the nut. If I put it there, it's going to be hard to get that nut on and off. So I'm going to have to extend this pipe out a little bit. So I'll have to do that now. I've got that pretty much where I want it. So, let's see. This one goes on the left side of the muffler and it joins up with four and... Is it right? Must be this one. Yeah, that one. Right, that joins up, that directly hits that four anyway. And then it's got to go over and join into one. Which is, I'll tack that on and I'm going to take that off and weld it on the inside, and then die grind it all, and that's set. And this part here goes on that and lines up with 2 and 3. It actually does line up. I can't get it better than that. That's freaking super tricky. I don't want to be made. The exhaust pipe just shook his head when he looked at it. 2 o'clock Sunday. I started here at 9. I've been up since 4:30. Anyway, it's taken shape. It's pretty tricky piece to make this. Indeed, very tricky. It's all ported. There's no reason why it won't work. No reason why that won't work. Anyway, I'm just about to bolt it on. I'm calling it a day. That's done. This is done. Now, pipe 4 and whichever bit of this joins up to just needs pretty much part welding. That's joined up nice. 4 and 1 join to the lower, and 3 and 2 join above that. So that's what will be happening tomorrow. I'm just going to throw this on and see. It won't look much different to when I took it off, but I've welded it all on the inside and then ported it so it's all nice and smooth. And I've also tacked it on the outside. I've given it a couple of good runs, so if it ain't falling off, that's not coming back off. If I wanted to, that's done. Well, I'm calling on a day. Tomorrow, hopefully I'll get this thing finished. But we'll see. It'll be finished when it's done. There it is on. I can get it all the bolts. That's the good thing. That's why number 2 was a bit tight. That's why I had to pack it out. I moved it out about 15 mil, so I can get. I probably could have got it on, but I just wanted to make sure. Anyway, all this stuff does line up. It mightn't look like it, but see how it's all over the place over here if you cut it back a bit. Yeah, it's not exactly the same, but it's fairly close. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to make. Not an easy thing at all. You know, custom headers, my mate charges $300 a hole, and this is at least a $2,000 exhaust system. Easy. That's just from the here back to the end of the muffler, where this bit goes, and then you still got that other little bit. You know, it's taking shape. It's just, I'll give everyone a rest. I've been making a hell of a lot of noise. Okay, Monday, I'm here. I've already done a day's work. Yeah, I'm back on this thing. What I've got to do is shape these, and I'm going to weld that to there and aim it over towards that. This will go to number 4 pipe, and the V of it will go to number 1. I've just got to chamfer it and make it fit better. And I'm going to do a similar thing with the other one, just link it up to 1 pipe, then I'll drop it down and get the rest of it happening. See how we go. Okay, there's the first pipe connected. I've got that fairly well tacked, so I'll be able to do the same to the other side and then get it up on the bench and finish welding it properly. I've just got to join these up. What I'll do is join this first, and then I might turn that a little bit, change it. I just want that should be tilted up a fraction more. It's down a bit. So, yep, I'll just get this side secured first. 3 down, 1 to go. This is the last piece that goes in here. I'm just about to put that on. I'll get the sim painted today so I can put it on. Alright, I'll be just letting it sit like that overnight, let it dry. I'll come back tomorrow and put it on. It's been quite a big job fixing that, but at least we've got an exhaust system now. The whole exhaust system's pretty much done. I might have to bend those 2 tail pieces, but I can do that later. Once the body's on, I can probably judge where they go. I'll just make a few measurements and see if they need bolting and bending, but I've still got a little bit of that mandrel if I need it, but I don't think so. The back of the tailpipes bolt to the body anyway, so I'm not putting them tailpipes on until the body's on. Either way, I'm pretty happy with that. It's come out pretty damn, you know, it's not an easy thing to make. It is just not an easy thing to make that. You know, it tucks up under the car, it doesn't hit anything. I'm calling that done. tomorrow I'll put it on. Pipe, it is different to the factory one. Like this pipe here is pretty close to the original side, but I just didn't think I had enough curves to do it, so that's why I just curved that out like that and just made it that way. There's room under the car for it. It doesn't matter. You can't see it. It doesn't hang down. That's how it's going on. It's fine like that. With all the pipe I bought, that's all that's left. If I was going to make another one, I think I'd buy at least 6 of those. I bought 5. The mandrels, 180s, but I'd probably buy 7 of them. If you buy more than 5, if you buy 5 or more, they're only $19 each. The guys I get them off. So I'd buy 7, and I bought 4 meters of the pipe. That's all that's left. There it is there, just went straight on. It's quite easy to put on and off actually. Anyway, the exhaust system's done. I'm calling it done for now. Once I get the body on, I'll throw the tar pipes on and it's done. I can't wait to hear it run actually. You know, I've got some more stuff here. I've bought a set of these things. I've got to make up the leads. I've got new spark plugs. Got a new resistor and a new coil. So that'll be getting done pretty soon. I'm just waiting. The parts will be here from Germany probably in another week. Without those guys in Germany, you can't fix these cars. Ortmans, they're very handy. So if anyone's got one of these cars, knows who they are. They're also, the chrome's getting done as we speak. I'll have that in about a week or so. So that's something else. What I'll be working on next is the radiator. Somehow I've got to fix that. So, anyway, thanks for watching.